Hello, welcome back. Oh my goodness. I am coming on here to throw a little hissy fit. Oh yes, this is the new me, not new me. This is the new, I'm going to let you see this other side of me, which is I'm pretty upset. And I think it's righteous anger. I'm still talking to the Father about it because it's been going on for quite some time. But I got to tell you, I'm fired up and I am so sick of the heathens. I am sick and tired of the people coming out of the pit of hell and carrying the torch literally for the devil. I know. We need to pray for them people. The word does tell us to pray for our enemies, not God's enemies, our enemies. There's a difference. Okay. As I'm preparing to bring a video to you guys about how God tells us the prayers that he won't answer, and I'm working on that, and I'm excited about it. But in doing that, I come across this article, let me find it, that says, and it is from, Newsweek. Yeah, Newsweek says, white men, or white males, I just put the men's signature, or the symbol, which is a circle and an arrow, white men for Harris. Suspension sparks fury, quote, election interference. Are you effing kidding me right now? Facebook, they are still censoring. Did you guys know? Most people don't, because you ain't got all the hours in your day like I do to grab this information while I'm stuck at home doing almost nothing, which I do things, but anyway. Facebook was even on Joe Rogan months ago admitting that they would take down disinformation for the government. That's against the law. That's a felony. We live in a country of our First Amendment right. We have a right to tell you to go yourself. We have a right to tell you you're disgusting, you're gross, you're wrong, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't be like that, you shouldn't do that to this person or that person or whatever. Yes. We don't need to be coming off like with knives out for blood. But I believe, and I really believe this, after all the years I've been in and out of the word and in it really consistently for many years now, and more importantly, in a relationship with the Father, to begin to understand how he speaks to us through his word. And I know, and until he tells me, like, again, to my face, like he told me before, this, I know that we as God-fearing Christ, attempting to walk like Christ in this God-forsaken world, we are to stand up for righteousness. We are to stand up for truth. We are, in my opinion, supposed to go out in our country and make our voices heard by way of voting, because we live in a country of the people, by the people, for the people. And for those of you that say, I don't do politics, really, that's what got us here. Because you let everybody else make rules for us. While the few of us are out here voting our sweat, our tears, our blood, hoping and praying, knowing that we have such a deceitful system. So deceitful. The only hope we have is God. But I'm going to go over a couple really quick points about this freaking article that talks about election interference when Facebook admitted already to censorship about the vaccine, about the Hunter Biden laptop, saying it wasn't real. Even 51 intelligence agents wrote their name on it saying it wasn't real. The Russia, all the other lies. And for any of you who are out here still believing the lies because you're on mainstream news, like, again, I'll say it again, 2 women walked out of Prayer Force because I had the gall to bring up the word Trump. The name Trump got 2 Christian women who go on a Friday to Prayer Force to pray for the world, Israel and the world and America, and these women walk out. That was devastating to me, because if that's the kind of people we have going to church every week, go into prayer for us on a day they don't have to be at church, and they walk out when we're praying for a man they don't like, they need to read their word. They need to read their word, and they need to open their eyes, because God, and again, this is my opinion, and I'm not the only one that has this, but I personally believe, and I have believed this since 2015 when I started learning about who Trump really was, because I didn't know him other than some dude that had a show called Apprentice. That's all I knew about him. I was too busy running my life, having children, raising my family, going to school, going to become a nurse, because I started everything as a teenager. So I was on this fast track. I couldn't pay attention to what's around me. But I voted. I thought I voted with the, with the educational vote, to the best of my ability, but I did it all wrong, because the names that you see everywhere, the money's behind them, and those are usually the heathens. Those are usually the ones that the elite have, the cabal. Let's just be real. Nothing has changed under the sun. For those of you that read your word, remember, in the Bible, God is constantly telling the people to stop sacrificing their children. Stop sacrificing and worshiping idols other than God, like golden calves. They're still doing it. Look at the Olympics, y'all. Everybody wants to bring up the Last Supper, the blasphemous replay of the Last Supper. What about the golden calf that they presented there? What about, there was something else, but what about these other things that they're not even saying? Not to mention, in Israel, they've already got the red heifers there for their first sacrifice, because remember, they don't believe Jesus is the Son of God. So they're still waiting on their Messiah. And I digress, because I want to get to this, and this is the whole point why I came here. But there's so much inside of me that I need to get it out. And again, I have no friends. I have no children that can communicate with me. Yes, I'm pathetic, so here I am. I don't know what else to do, because I don't want to start thinking like I've been thinking for the last few days. Suicidal ideation. That's the devil, and I rebuke it. So here I am, going to put myself out here again, because I have no choice. I have nobody to speak to. I have nobody to set these ideas on. And the world needs to hear it, because those who don't know this, come and challenge me, please. Come and bring it. Put it in the comments. Let's educate each other. You want to educate me? Bring it on. Educate me, because I want to know, and I will educate you. So, let's talk about Kamala Harris, since we're talking about white guys for Harris, and they had white women for Harris. Guess what the white women were saying? That we need to check our privilege. Let me tell you something about privilege, bitches. I'm so sick of hearing, because I'm white, I'm somehow privileged. I was born to teenage parents, okay? I became a teenage mother. I had 2 kids before I fucking cut my womb off, because both of my kids are from different fathers. I was a product of that Planned Parenthood, free love ideation. Just get an abortion if you don't want your babies, right? I tried that. I did that. My first one, couldn't do that again, because they lied. It's true. You kill your child, and you know it. I don't give a damn who you are. You know it. Especially when you're somebody like myself, who went into nursing and could see inside the womb something that they saw when they told me it was a clump of cells. You're only 7 weeks pregnant. You're good to go. If we do it now, bullshit. They took my child. I am so sick of the lies. I am so sick of the lies. And Kamala Harris is running on abortion on demand. She's trying to say that Trump wants a federal ban on abortions. That's a lie. I will find a video to put in the bottom of this video that says over and over Trump saying he only wants the abortion situation to go to the states. He don't want to touch it federally at all. He don't want nothing to do with it as a federal employee. He wants it to go to the states, because the states Yes, we're a country, guys, but each state is individual. And for those of you that still think it's up to a woman to can kill her baby, I'm sorry, you're gross, you're disgusting, and you're evil. There's no way in hell in this day and age with all the birth control and with the technology that we have to kill a child in a mother's womb. I have seen interviews with the top neonatologists of the world. These are the ones that take care of the most young of our humankind. The babies that are born at 5 months gestation, 6 months gestation, to parents who want them. So they fight like hell for these babies, and a lot of them survive now. So don't you dare try to tell me that there's a reason. Oh, but what about rape? Rape is less than 1%. And okay, let's see, rape. I think rape is horrible. I've been raped, but you know what? It's okay. That child did not do anything to be murdered. And I get it. There's something that fucks our heads up when somebody takes advantage of you. But I've also had a child, and I want to say, I believe that the mother, to have a baby come to fruition through a rape, the mother would be able to better deal with that situation. At least that's the way I see it, okay? I'm not everybody. I'm one person out of how many? 6 billion, 7 billion now, 8 billion, 9 billion, who knows? But I'm here to tell you my damn thoughts. So Kamala, she wants abortion, full on demand abortion. And all the women here in Michigan came out, all the whores and the Jezebels, they came out to vote for it in 2020. And that is what got Trump in too. That lie, right? That Biden was going to keep abortion. Well, it's not a lie. He did. And again, abortion is sacrifice to the devil. You don't believe me? Research it. I'm so sick of the non-believers. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't. They sacrifice children. They do it because they're innocent. They take their blood. They have to torture them before they do it because they want the adrenaline in the blood called adrenochrome. Go ahead. Look it up. You know what? If I have to have this reality, you do too. We have to wake up. And again, if we would have been in our Bibles, if we would have been reading the Word our whole lives instead of walking back and forth in front of that book like I did, picking it up on a Sunday, picking it up when I felt like I needed to connect. No, you need to do it every day, all the time, like every day of your life. I don't care if you got to put it on your phone on an app and let it read to you while you're in the shower, while you're doing your dishes, while you're folding your laundry. Something. I'm telling you, you get the Word of God into you and your whole world is going to change and you're going to open your eyes. The scales will be removed. But be ready, because when they're removed, depression, anxiety can come. So be ready to fight that with the full armor of God. And Kamala's not black. For all you people out here that want to say Kamala is black, she ain't black. And even so, something I've learned in the last few years about the black culture, which I find really gross and disgusting, to be honest with you, that people in the black culture have been raised by their, their loved ones, their moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, whatever, papas, grandpas, to literally believe that white people are after them. Really. So all my life, when I'm working in hospitals and I've got black women coming up against me at all fucking ways, everywhere I turn, it don't matter how I am, it don't matter what I do, it don't matter how I act, they're always upset with me. And now I know why. Because they were born and bred with a mindset that I'm out to get them. And I was born and bred with a mindset, I'm trying to keep my ass alive. I ain't thinking about none of you. I live in a neighborhood with a white, black. My best friend was a little black girl. Me and her, I love this little girl. I was a little girl too, but she was my bestie. Like, I'm so sick of the racism, and I'm sorry, but it's coming from the black community. Show me how I'm wrong. Please, show me. She's not from the hood. She wants to get on the phone with some actor. Yeah, I'm in the hood. No, you're not. You were raised in a white, affluent neighborhood with a mother who, I don't know, is an educator, dad's a biologist, I don't know, one or the other, back and forth. I don't know, but look it up. You got Google, which lies to you, they've admitted. So why don't you use Brave or DuckDuckGo or something else? Another search engine that won't lie to you. Or you can stay in your stupor if you like. She's not from the hood. She's not black. She wants abortion on demand. She thinks that, which a lot of black people think, and I didn't know this, that white people are against and after them. And that's such a lie. Such a lie. Kamala Harris began her political career in San Francisco by screwing a married man. Willie Brown. Look it up. I don't make this up. I wish I could come on here and say she's a good, great woman. She could be an awesome first female president, but it terrifies me to think that this DEI hire, Biden came right out and said it, you guys. Don't deny that either. He came right out and said it. He was looking for a black female. That is against the law in the United States to be hiring on the basis of race and sex, which I don't believe our races are different. I say our skin color is different. I believe we're all one human race. One. Some of us got no melanin and some got a lot. She slept with Willie Brown in San Francisco to get positions she sorely did not deserve. You can tell when you listen to this woman. Where is her intellect? Like, seriously, where? Again, please, I invite you. Give me links. Show me. Teach me. Tell me. She's a DEI hire any way you shout about it. FBI or Facebook, we already talked about Facebook, right? Censoring with the COVID shots, the COVID... the doctors coming out against everything. You know, I was never vaccinated for COVID, but I've been vaccinated so many times because I'm a nurse and I've worked in critical care. So every year that the flu vax and the pneumovax for pneumonia would come around, I'd be the first one pulling my sleeve up for it because I worked with critically ill patients and I thought it was my responsibility to do at least that. That is when I actually had trust in the system that's trying to kill us and take over our country. And God is the only reason that I did not take that COVID shot. Because at that time, I was really starting to get into the Word. That was in the beginning of my new found relationship with God, was then. And I believe with my whole heart that He gave me that discernment. And I am so grateful that I, nor my children, nor all my 5 grandchildren have not had the injection. However, one of my granddaughters, her grandmother got one, and then my grandson, his mother, and some of her family. And so far, they're fine, and I hope that it stays that way. And for any of you that got it, I pray you have nothing ill from it. Now, you guys... I am extremely upset over the lies that the news is doing. And I have seen, and again, I'll try to find that video because this guy, I think he's like an editor. Like, he actually edits really good, really fast. He puts out, Fiona, stop. I'm trying to film, ma'am. And he puts together a nice montage of all the lies that we were being told. It just shows you that if you're one of them that still believes, if you're still being lied to and you still believe it. For example, Facebook, just recently on Facebook, stop. On Facebook, they censored the picture of President Trump getting shot, blood running in his face, even blood in his mouth, which was very crazy when I saw that up close. And some people still think it didn't happen. Some people still think it was set up. And when you live in a society with that many differences, you know your news is lying to you. And the news, the media, the journalists. I don't even think we have journalists. I mean, we do because we have like James O'Keefe and people like him, and the people that I watch online, I believe, are on the ground journalists, right? But you guys, you're being lied to. If you are not watching or getting your news off of Facebook, off of Twitter even. Twitter is better than Facebook because Elon is, not Twitter, sorry, X, because I'm not going to dead name Twitter. They want to talk about dead naming people. Quit dead naming X as Twitter, right? And I don't hardly ever talk about it. So I'm sorry, Father, I didn't mean to dead name that company, and I'm sorry, Elon. But it's called X, okay? And X is a little bit better, I would say. And I'm not really on any of them. I tried to learn about them because I need to do it for my marketing, for my shop on Etsy to, get my products out there because they're not really getting seen. But I'm trying to learn all that. And in doing that, I'm learning a lot that I knew, but I didn't know, like this Facebook thing that photo was censored by Facebook saying that it was AI generated. And so many of you, especially you older people, like I think of the women that walked out of that prayer. I think I know who they were. I'm not absolutely 100% positive, but I do believe I know who they were. Nobody named them, but I looked around to try to figure out who wasn't there still. And I will guarantee you these people get their news from Facebook. And Facebook literally helped steal the election in 2020 to get us where we're at today, to get us hanging by a thread, to get us hanging from a noose as Americans. Look up the record, okay? Again, if you want me to really take time and sit down and go over everything that Trump did or he's gonna do, why do I gotta do that? I have enough to do. You go to Trump. I don't even know what it is. Probably Donald Trump campaign 2024, and it's all listed out what their plans are. And for the people in the church, come on, get a grip. I'm so serious. Like, we go to this thing called church, and I see these little cliques and stuff. People come early to see other people. I come early to serve. I used to come early to pray and to walk around and talk to people, but I did that for over a month. So that's 4 weeks in a row. And I got very little response from it. I felt kind of weird. Like, okay, they're not liking me doing this anymore. I'd come up and try to greet them in the morning, introduce myself again every Sunday to try to get to know people. And it just didn't work. And that's sad. And I hope my life does not consist of this for the rest of it. I am so ready. I'm looking for maybe a nanny job, a babysitting job that I can do in my hometown, in my home, maybe their home on occasion, mostly in my home. I need things that I can do that are not physically taxing, and as long as it's not a heavy baby or a baby that's got to be carried all the time or something, right? But they do have baby pouches. But either way, and I also think, why not pray for a spouse? Why not? Because if you could die of being alone, you would. I want you to imagine this. And I would love to say this to my kids, and eventually I will. Just imagine for a moment. Close your eyes. Just for a moment, please, for those of you who are still with me. And if you have a child or 2 or 3 or more, and they do call you, and you do see them, and you do, whatever. And maybe you have a brother, sister, a few siblings, or a mom and dad still. Just imagine for a moment that when you wake up, your phone has 0 messages, 0 text messages, 0 phone calls. And then you go throughout your day, and every couple hours you look at your phone, even though the ringer's on, thinking, maybe I missed it. And you look, and still nobody texts, nobody calls. I never would imagine my life would have been here now. I thought I was giving of myself my whole life. I thought I was sacrificing everything that I could to help my children move along in their lives. Excuse me. But those of you who are here still, I'm sure, understand I need to blow my nose. I know this is going off a little bit of the Kamala rant, but I don't know if I should even make it on this video. But anyway, as you can see, I'm distressed, but I still do have a sense of peace and a sense of joy, dare I say. Joy because I know that the Lord is on his way. Joy because I know that he's with me now, even in this. Joy because I know that he's providing for me today. And I hope that I'll never have to be without. And I have already felt like I've begged for friendships through this little YouTube channel. I feel like I've begged for friendships through church. And a lot of you might think that there's a lot of that happening, and there's not. I have two women that I can think of from church, actually, that I have any contact with outside of church, and I like both of them. One I like more than the other, just because one of them has already, I think, lied to me, and I'm tough on friends. I'm sorry. There's no reason for you to lie. Like, none. Zero. And I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm not even going to tell you you look good if you don't. I'm not. That's just not me. And maybe that's why I don't have any friends. I don't know. And you would think that tons of men would contact me, right? Well, they don't, which is a good thing because I don't want that. Why I feel a need to say this, I don't know, but I do. But there's like 2 of you. 3, actually, because one I met when I first started my YouTube channel. I didn't meet, but, we communicate by text. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for those 5 people, and 2 of them, the ladies from church, one I've met outside of church. She's invited me to lunch to her home twice, which is beautiful, and I really enjoy my time spent with her. And the other lady from church has invited me a half a dozen times in the last 3 weeks to go on a 5-mile walk with her and her sister, which is awesome, and I do, and I was looking forward to it every day because she told me every day they do it. But then, like a kid waiting for your dad on the porch and he doesn't show, I would be waiting for her phone call, and she wouldn't call. So I started going on walks by myself again. Like, I always walk by myself, but I wasn't walking 5 miles. I didn't even know how to track 5 miles. She told me I could do that with my phone, but anyway, she's just wasn't, texting. And I thought, there's no way she's not doing it. They've got goals. They want to lose weight, So one day I waited because I was just busy on my computer. I got on it quite early and I couldn't get off of it. So it was like 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12:30, something like that on a Saturday. And remember, I get up about 6:30. So I decide, okay, I'm to try to get my, just to stay sane, get out of the house. I'm going to go to the park and I'm going to walk. So I did. When I go with them, we don't walk around the park. We meet at the park, and then we walk like around a big square around the city, and it's a 5-mile walk. So when I'm alone, I like to walk around the park. There's water, there's people. It's just nice. And I usually walk around it 3 to 5 times, and I'm pretty sure 5 would probably be the 5 miles, maybe 6, only because of the time it takes me to walk it. But anyway, that day, this last Saturday, when I was leaving, I was pulling out, and I see her and her sister get out of her car. So I thought, damn it, I missed them. Shit, So I get in my car, and I look at my phone right away so I can let them know I'm sorry I missed you. And there was no text. So Sunday rolls around, and I go into church because I'm supposed to serve at the door I'm greeting on that morning. Every 4 weeks I greet. And this lady that I'm speaking of that I go on walks with, she's now heading up the cafe at church. Coffee and small breakfast sandwiches and such in the morning. And I worked with her last weekend. I served with her because that was one of her first weeks doing it. Women that were doing it for like 14 years or whatever were retiring from that position at church. Anyway, I worked with her and they needed some laundry, to do the laundry, right? The towels and the wash rags and such. And she said she didn't have laundry facilities and I didn't want it to be inconvenient for her. So I said, I'll take them. I'll wash them. So I washed them up that Sunday and I put them right back in my car so I wouldn't forget because, you know, I'm menopause brain. Sometimes I forget stuff. Um, but I was a little stressed because when I pulled out and I saw that she didn't text and I drove past her car, I left her a note on her windshield and I asked her, why would you do this? Oh, and I forgot to tell you, she invited me to go on these walks because one morning I went up to the cafe and I was talking to Sheila and Trish, the two ladies that were working there. I don't think both of them were there that day. I think maybe it was one of I don't know, remember which one, but it was one of them and then this other lady. And she was hearing me talk to her and I was weeping. And I was just explaining how I just really need connection. I need a community. I need at least one friend. And so she heard all that. And then I don't even remember if it was that day or next day. I think it was like the next day or later that day. She offered for me to go with her on walks. And I thought, hey, that's great. That would be awesome. Even if it's just a walk, which it is. We meet, we walk, we get in our own cars, and we leave. It's literally that fast. And I do talk a lot. I know I do, but I'm not around anybody ever. I don't know if I'm ashamed of it or not, but I'm really, really tired of being alone. No good morning, no good evening, no text. Hey mom, how you doing this week? I get some from my son here and there, and it shocks me when I do, and it feels so good. And I make sure to let him know that. And I do text my children, if you're thinking that. I do. I don't text my daughter nearly as much as I used to because remember, she doesn't want a relationship with me. And I think I told you, for those of you that were here before, that she's given me 2 reasons why she don't like me. And one is because I say I'm a widow when I am. She says it's because people think that I was with him for all these years and I'm somehow suffering with his death. And no, we weren't married for years. We got married in 2004. He was my second husband. I had no children with him. Most people know all this. And we were not living together. We were estranged when he died, when he got sick and died. And everybody knows this. But my home and my things were still with his name on it, right? Matter of fact, I haven't even done it yet. I haven't even gone down to the city hall and gotten his name off of the house. The death certificate is sitting on my car seat right now. In my car for me to do that. I've been so broken and I don't understand how my daughter can be like that. And then the other thing, and I don't know who I'm telling I'm widowed other than telling you here, which I don't like to repeat it because I don't care. The only reason ever I bring it up, like at church, I'll bring up to my pastor, I'm a widow and I don't date. So they can look at me in a biblical way, like, you're supposed to take care of the widows and the orphans. And there's a reason for that. When we don't have a man, because the man is supposed to be the one holding things together. Obviously with help from the woman, right? Because he needed a helpmate. And I just want people to know that I'm not out here whoring around. I'm not out here trying to find men. Yes, after him and I were separated, I did kind of date this one guy, the last intimate partner I had, and I regret that it was him. But what can I do after I did that? And it was over 10 years. It's 10 years ago now. It's just been so long. And then the other thing is, she tells me that because I tell people, and again, I don't know who is she talking about? Like, I want to know, I want her to tell me, who am I telling this to? Because I don't have friends. I don't talk to people other than this YouTube world, my community here that I'm God's building. And I know you guys probably don't even know what you're in for. I don't know what I'm in for. But I feel like if I don't do this, I'm going to lose my batshit mind. And I'm going to continue to have suicidal ideation that I don't want. I don't want that thought in my head. I don't want to hold on to any thoughts from the pit of hell. And as humans, we need community. And again, I never thought in a million years I would be somebody who's alone. I should have knew. I couldn't be without a man, though. One relationship with end, I felt like I couldn't be without a man. And I don't understand why, because they never paid my bills. They never, like black friends used to tell me, girl, you need them to be paying your electric bill. Why you giving out the coochie when they ain't paying your bills? I don't know, because I'm not a whore. I don't charge. But I'll tell you what, I should have been much more, and I am nowhere near the body count they call it now. Yeah, I'm going there. The body count of these young girls is atrocious. Mine is nowhere near that. Not even a tenth of that. It's like, wow. But I had long-term relationships, and I justified that because, again, I was in my head. I wasn't trained properly. I didn't know. I didn't have the internet to teach me. I just didn't know. But my daughter, let me get back to that so I don't make this an hour video. My daughter is upset because I charged her for keeping her kids and educating them during COVID lockdown. I don't understand why that's a problem. I really don't. The only way I would not have had to have money from her to feed them kids, because most of the time they would come here and eat breakfast and lunch and have a snack. Anyway, the only way I would have been able to do that is if I was wealthy, and I'm not. Even when I was working as a nurse, I would not have been able to afford 2 more mouths to feed. I'm already considering getting rid of my cats because I can't feed them. And I don't want to do that, but for my own daughter to estrange from me for them 2 reasons is atrocious. And that is why I say that it's evil, it's gross, and it's disgusting. She's mad that I say that. Oh well. Oh well. And this is really putting a wedge because I don't know how to get back to the old way I used to feel about picking up the phone and just texting. Hey kid, how you doing? I miss you. I love you. I hope you're having an awesome day. God is good. Or I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. Or if it's a rainy day, I hope you're staying dry. Or whatever. Just something to let them know their mother is thinking of them. I don't get that from my children. I don't get it from my 2 brothers. I don't get it from my few nieces and nephews that barely know me because my own brothers took their kids away. I keep wanting to say I'm sorry, but I hesitate because I'm not. I'm not sorry. I need this. I don't care if nobody sees this. I need this. I've been feeling so fucking broken the last few days, and I am so tired. Oh my goodness. I know it's gonna be fine. I do. I just don't know when, and I don't know how. I don't need to know those things, but I would like to know. No, I need a friend. That's what I need. A friend, a mom, a sister, a brother, an aunt, a cousin. I try to connect with my nieces, my my brother's girls, both of my brother's girls. I was even invited to my younger brother's daughter's wedding a couple years ago. And I expressed to her and my two brothers and my sister-in-laws, I'm desperate for connection. And none of them gave a fuck. None of them, excuse my mouth, but none of them cared. And I am angry about that, and I don't want to continue to be angry, and I've given it to God, and I will continue to give it to God. I'm just simply saying it here because I've not actually said it out loud to people. And I want to know why, and I know it'll probably never be a reason why other than they just don't think about you. They just don't. And it's okay. I mean, it really is. It has to be. It has to be okay. And another thing I was thinking that would help me, like, financially, that I could physically do is, but I'm so scared to lose my home through that, which is to have a roommate. I know there's got to be another older person out here who's not out having sex, not out going to the clubs and, you know, having a bunch of crazy family members. And I know there has to be someone who could share my home with me and not try to take over my home, but that we could both live in harmony. I would even put it in writing that if I died before that person, that my kids could not move that person out. I'm just trying to think of anything, you know, that will just keep me above water. And I don't mean financially right now, because I'm not underwater financially at all. Please don't take that. I'm up to date on all my bills. I'm just one of them people that I'm getting scared because I can see every month, as I'm not making money, I can see every month that it's getting tighter and tighter, and I must find a way to make some type of income, even if it's just another $400 or $800 a month, just so I can buy groceries and pay for, like, heat, you know? And the other thing that financially crunched right now is I look around my home and there's some things that need to be fixed that could be, like, for example, in my closets upstairs in 2 bedrooms, the ceiling is really cracked really bad. It looks like it's going to actually come down. I could be wrong about that, but it's cracked nonetheless, the drywall, the plaster. And then in my closet, same thing, all the way down the back of it. And again, it could be something that could just be mudded. I need somebody to look at it. And then I have my dining room I'm sitting in and my living room both have ceiling fans, and neither one of them work. Not the ceiling fans. I've had those checked because I have a friend that he put them up for me years ago. And then he came when they stopped working, and it's got to do with my electricity. And there's like one of my fuses in my fuse box it keeps tripping, and he even put in a new fuse, and he can't seem to find it. He's gone to every outlet, and he's like my go-to. He worked for the hospital as head of maintenance. Like, he's no dummy. He does everything, and he can't find the problem. And so I'm scared to call an electrician because I can't imagine the cost of that. And on my furnace, just the other day, it just started kicking on for no reason, and I couldn't figure it out. I even turned my thermostat off, completely off, not just, you know, changing the temperature so it wouldn't kick on the air. I turned the thermostat completely off, and it was still kicking out cold air. So I called my friend again, and he reminded me I have a switch on my furnace, and I can just turn it off by that. So I've been using that to cool the house off a little bit, because again, my ceiling fans don't work. And those are the things that are making me feel financially strong, is because of the extra stuff. And I am so thankful to any of you who are here right this moment, because you guys are the ones that have empathy. And I know I've said this before, and I lost track of who did it other than my friend in Canada. The last time I had a video similar to this, and I said, if you're still here, let me know in the comments. And I dropped the ball on that, and I am so sorry. I still have the couple of things I would love to send to you. So please,
remind me who you were. Not just my friend in Canada, but you too. If you're still here, just, I don't know, give me a thumbs up in the comments or a smiley face or something, whatever you want. Put still here. And then I would like to email you, or you can email me with your information, because I can't get you anything unless I can send it to you, right? And if you don't want to give me your information, I kind of understand that, but I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to hurt you. Trust me. I just have a lot of love to give, and there's no one to give it to. Yes, I'm breaking out because I'm stressed. And when I stress, I don't eat. And I've noticed in the last like 3 days, I've barely had a bowl of oatmeal in a full day. Like, I try to eat and it just feels like it's sitting right here. So I don't eat. And I know some people would say, oh, I wish I didn't eat when I'm stressed because all I do is stuff my face. I get it. I'm not trying to brag. It's not bragging. I got down so thin when my mom died. I had my own physicians that I worked with telling me, you've got to see a doctor. And I lived off of Insure, which is another thing I won't be able to afford if I get to that point again. So Lord, I need a way. I've tried to learn affiliate marketing. I don't know even how to do that. I don't know how to make a landing page. I don't know how to edit a video. I had no clue what I got into, and I thought they were going to help me, but they didn't. And then I'm now trying this Etsy thing, and I'm trying to learn all this other stuff. I'm learning it, and it's coming. It's just coming very slowly, and I thought it would be faster. And again, I just don't want my house to fall apart before I can get moving in my store. I do believe I'll be successful because I believe that God did this. I really do. I really believe that He's the one that had these people gift me computers. Like, both of the computers I have were gifts. This laptop was a gift from a friend, and my desktop was a gift from my stepdad. And I'm still learning a lot about the computers, but I'm no dummy. So I know there's got to be something out here I can learn to do to make a little bit more of an income. I'm not looking to be rich. I'm looking to be able to sleep at night and know that if I need drywall work, or if I need plumbing, or God forbid, if a toilet stops working or something, or my faucet, like my furnace, I looked it up, it's $4,000 to replace a furnace. I've even considered going and standing at the corner. People do it all the time, right? Why can't I? Why can't I go with a sign saying, I would say I'm a widow there too, because I'm showing that I do not have a man, and I am not out here sleeping with men and just not getting anything from them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that kind of woman. But because women are so heathen and so trashy, nobody can believe anybody, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. I just want to thank you for listening, and even if nobody's here, I want to thank you, Father, for allowing me to sit and feel like I have a friend. And nobody's cute when they cry. I've been working around my house, and I'm just tired of doing that too, you know, it's just every day the same thing. Tidy this up, sweep that, vacuum this, cook that, wash that, do this laundry. And it really doesn't mean much when you don't have anybody coming over to visit you or anything like that. Excuse me. I don't know what I would do without my cats, I'll tell you. They probably get sick of hearing me talk. Because I talk to them. Not about this stuff, I just talk to them like, hey, pretty girl, let me brush you, let me this, let me that, whatever. Anyway, I can't believe I made a video. It's almost an hour long, but I did. And I'm going to put it out there. And I thank you for coming and listening. If you did, even if you didn't, I appreciate you being here for a minute or two. Thank you. Have a great day and keep me in your prayers.